2, 3. It's going to take a minute before this actually starts to work. Hopefully this works. Alright, so if you're watching this on YouTube, bit different from my other versions of Shooting the Breeze. But if you're watching this on Twitch, thank you, because you're watching it live. But anyways, what's the best way to explain this? I do a series titled Shooting the Breeze. I don't like calling it a podcast. You can call it a podcast if you want to. I just talk about a bunch of random stuff that's accumulated, and it's not a weekly thing, even though I did one last week. But more of the story, I just get a bunch of random topics that are relevant during this time period and talk about it. And because this week I'd already planned on doing a Shooting the Breeze, there's not many topics to talk about. I thought I would do something a little bit different and also use this as a test run for my Twitch. So I'll put my Twitch in the description of my YouTube. But if you're watching this on Twitch now, thank you. So I'll be playing Fall Guys while also Shooting the Breeze, because I have two main topics which will be in the title of this. So yes, the main one is CM Punk is back. Now, if you've been, hold on, I'm gonna keep testing every once in a while, so I'm gonna here's my audio is working. CM Punk is back. Now, if you've been, all right, so audio's still working. Anyways, so if you've been tuned into my YouTube channel, I created a rule that now I can officially put to an end, because for several months we've been hearing, oh, CM Punk's coming back to AEW, CM Punk's coming back to AEW, and he hasn't. And I kind of got tired of hearing that. So I said, until he is officially back or we get the announcement that he is coming back, I am not going to mention him. And it got very difficult the past couple of videos. I talked about AEW because I kind of alluded to him, but I never said his name, obviously, because I didn't want to break my own rule. But he's supposed to come back. United Center, AEW Collision premiere episode. So we're trying to see what they do with him. I imagine. Okay, that's a terrible start to this, Fall Guys. But there's several different directions you can go with him. Now, I kind of always anticipated that he was going to come back because we never got the news that he was fired or let go. So I'm also going to have to put a pause to... Yep, I'm going to have to put a pause to this because my microphone thing is covering the amount of people that are eliminated. So that's why I got to live so easy. So for y'all, where y'all see qualified on the Fall Guys, my microphone thing is covering it. So I was like, oh. So I would have been scooting on, but I was kind of half-assing. So, but back to talk about him getting fired. I never anticipated that was going to happen. All right. If I go here. Now when I need this, I don't know where the hell to go. More options, overlay, bottom, middle. I put it there. Hopefully we're still low. Should be still low. Anyways, so I never anticipated, we never heard that he was going to get fired. And the main thing that I kept saying, and it's something that still might end up happening, is I was always thinking at some point you might have to choose between CM Punk or the Elite. Now, obviously, there's a lot of rumors that a lot of the backstage does not like CM Punk. There's some that don't care about CM Punk. I don't have a problem with this, probably what I should say. Because when I say don't care, it makes it sound like a bad thing. But anyways, the main thing is at some point you might have to choose between the Elite or CM Punk. And I've always been on the camp and the side you choose the Elite. And this is mainly perhaps to TK, talking to TK. The Elite helped you set up the company. There are also three guys, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who, by the way, in many people's opinion, is the actual best wrestler in the world. And you don't want to risk losing them, which obviously people will be like, well, where are they going to go, huh? They wouldn't want to go to WWE. You don't know that. You really don't know that. We kind of thought that with somebody else who was named Cody Rhodes, who was also somebody that helped set up this company and whatnot. He was willing to leave. So I just always thought it would be a bad, not just a bad look, but just a bad thing overall. If all of your founders left and went to the company that, I'm not going to say they hated, but they bashed and like we're trying to make the opposition to. Especially for one guy in CM Punk who at any moment could retire. I know that kind of sounds like a weird thing, especially now that he's coming back. It's definitely different, but it's just like he's older than those guys. He's kind of done it all. I don't want to say he's injury prone, but last couple of times we saw him, he got injured. And we've seen that he definitely has problems with a lot. Oh, hey, hell no. Why are you grabbing me? He has problems with a lot of people. And just like I said, at any time he's left the company before, he would most likely be willing to do it again if need be. All right. Need to focus on this. So, at this moment, we don't have to worry about that because we're having the Elite and having CM Punk in the same company. Now, I don't know when the Elite's contracts expire. This might be a conversation we have then, but this is like the first thing I always thought of. But now, the way we're kind of looking at it, Collision is supposed to be the CM Punk show, which anytime we saw Punk in AEW, the ratings were up. Now, I personally don't like talking about the ratings because I'm a fan. Like, that has nothing to do with me. Like, if I was involved with the company, I would slightly care about it, but the way it kind of is perceived is that they're getting the money from Warner Media and all of them regardless of the ratings. That's why they got freaking Collision and whatnot. So I don't think ratings, as a fan, they don't matter to me, you know. But again, to some people, they do, and especially in the case of Punk, he always was kind of the big draw ratings-wise. Also, he was only there for a year. We got a lot left to cover. He and MJF have unfinished business. They're tied 1-1. And the last time we saw Punk, he was world champion. Now, obviously, he had to vacate it. That was mainly due to injury / the whole thing that happened. And CM Punk MJF is a big-time matchup. But you definitely have to question on if you'd want to put the championship on Punk again. Because you put him on him twice. He immediately got injured both times. I think this might be a baseball analogy, but it might be a 3 strikes and you're out. If he gets injured the third time, you're like, yeah, you're not getting a championship. But I think he definitely makes sense to beat MJF. And I think storyline-wise, it would make a lot of sense because MJF's whole story now is that he is willing to leave once he gets the chance and go to WWE, and now he's trying to make it seem like he's going to carry the AEW title with him. And it's not really necessarily going to turn him face. I don't think you need to have him face. But I think Punk as a heel would work very well and could help turn MJF face, sort of. Like, he would still be the same guy, but he'd be getting cheered, and Punk would be the heel. Which also, this is a somewhat of a hot take, but all of like Punk's good world title reigns came when he was a heel. When he was oh my god, this is so difficult. When he was world champion in WWE the first time around, and he was a face, bro, they keep freaking having this up. This is somewhat boring, right? Hey, I'm not gonna make it. See, look at this! Look at this! How the hell am I supposed to get through? Right when I do. Got eliminated. Anyways, this is what I get for burying CM Punk. But anyways, his first world title reign when he was a face is just very forgotten. His second time around was okay. The third time around is the one that gets all the praise because that's what he was feuding with Jeff Hardy, and it was like, yes, that's the CM Punk that we want. Then when he was WWE champion, the whole Money in the Bank thing, he was the heel. He was the bad guy. Then he has it 434 days, and like obviously he has some good stuff with Jericho and Braun, but then it became really good once he turned heel. And I ain't gonna lie, CM Punk's 434 title reign was kind of not the greatest, but you get the point. And obviously, an AEW point, the one that they would talk about a lot is his ROH title reign, which was not that long, But even with it being a short time span, was still a great title run in hindsight. So, like I said, the good thing with Punk is there's a lot left to do with him. I think him and MJF again will most likely happen at some point. Will you put the championship on him again? You'll just have to see down the line. The thing I want to see him do, and the thing that he's rumored to want to do, and what he wants to do is face Samoa Joe again, which, as a big ROH fan, I agree, because they had their trilogy, and Punk never beat him. It was always time limit draws, and then Joe won. Out of the 3 matches, Joe only won the one. The others were time limits / draws. So him versus Joe makes sense because Punk never beat Joe. So, and hopefully that's the first thing that he does, and not what Jericho, which is the rumored thing. It's just, I'm kind of over Chris Jericho a little bit. This Adam Cole thing, his part in it wasn't like the best. Look, I love Adam Cole. I ain't going to say a bad thing about Adam Cole, but, you know, I have a lot of critiques about Jericho's, like, ever since, like, the Jericho appreciation. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I could critique about Jericho's AEW run in the past couple of years. So, obviously, in the beginning, he was a big part, and him being there is still a big part because he's a big name. But there's some things that I think we could have done without. The ROH Shawn run was good, but, you know, I was always pissed if they never put the ROH Shawn back on Danielson, which I don't think many other people cared about. I did, though. Back to Punk, though. Him and Jericho does make sense, but again, it's not like at the top of the list. And then, obviously, the big one is if you could get him and FTR versus the Elite in some standpoint. I think it's going to be difficult to do, but I think the biggest match AEW has right now, especially that we are confirmed getting CM Punk back, is CM Punk versus Omega. And even then, the second biggest match is like CM Punk versus Danielson, because that's like the 2 biggest names in the company. But like CM Punk and Omega, I think trouts that because there's an actual like built-in history. We want to see that match, and it's like the second and third, or first and third biggest. I don't know. That's a good debate to have. Who are the biggest names in AEW? Because obviously, I think Punk is probably number 1. I can't stand him. I can't. I'm making sure he doesn't win. Look at this piece of crap. Can't stand this. He's going to win. He's already going to get it. You start being assholes, guys. I hate this map so much. I'm only like 1 on this once, I think. And I missed. I missed because I ran into this guy. This is embarrassing. Because every time I go for the gold one, I always miss and miss out on getting the freaking white ones. At least I got one. One right here. Can I get to this gold from here? No. Bro, oh. Alright, I'll wait. I probably could have got to that gold by now, but I'm going to wait for this. Diving like the Undertaker. Did somebody get the gold, or did they just take it away? What was I saying? Yeah, I'm starting to be an a-hole now, because I got screwed. I was talking about who are the biggest names in AEW. Punk, Danielson, Omega, I think, are the top 3. Then MJF, just because he's the champion and everybody at least knows who he is. I feel like I'm probably... Moxley, I think, just because I think he's earned that. Also, they still have Punk and Moxley too, which, after what was said about Moxley in that Punk Instagram post, I don't know if that's going to happen. I only need one. There's 2 spots left. Please just drop one right here. Come on. There's one right here. I might can get that. Okay, there's 1 spot left. There we go. The last spot. So, yeah. Pump being back, definitely interesting. I I don't have a problem with it, but if we get something similar to the All Out 2022, like the media scrum again, then I'd probably draw a line. But even like we still don't know the complete story. We could probably like paint the picture pretty well by now. But I think that so far in the past, it obviously it doesn't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter in the end, but it's just like it isn't really changing anything. So it's gonna be interesting to see him back. Is the most I'll say about that. So my other topic is the NBA Finals, which start tomorrow night. But if you're seeing this on YouTube, starts tonight. Should be an interesting finals. Uh, Interesting matchup. Two very good basketball teams with two very good playoff stars. I like because all of them, like both teams in the playoffs, have done very well. Because the Nuggets lost one game in the first round to the Timberwolves. The Heat lost one game to the Bucks. Then in the second round, the Nuggets were in trouble for a minute against the Suns, and then they finally played at home, which the Nuggets have only lost. They have not lost any home games during the playoffs. The Heat only lost to the Celtics at home. And so, but I don't like picking sides because I don't really have like whoever wins wins. But Jokic, I think I like Jokic more than Butler, and also the Nuggets were the number one seed, so I thought I did make that crap. If I wouldn't have, I would have freaking threw the controller. Uh, the finals are gonna be interesting. And then there's gonna be the off season. I just don't know what the hell to say about this finals. And to be fair, I don't know what I would have said like in general. It's just the finals. Like last year, it would have been like a similar situation because the Warriors, the first round, they faced an undermanned Nuggets team, so they should have won that, and they did. They faced an undermanned Grizzlies team, and then they faced the Mavericks, who probably shouldn't have been there. So, but it's just like when you look at the Nuggets, they have very little flaws, and the Heat, their flaws like haven't came to fruition yet because the Heat is just like you're oh my goodness. I don't need to worry about the Heat right now. I need to worry about Fall Guys. It's just like, is your guys that I think the Heat's like main possible issue is like something that we haven't seen yet in these playoffs. It's just like, are these guys going to be reliable when it matters most? And like we're 3 rounds in, I would say so. I'm gonna get screwed. Yep, first freaking guy eliminated. I didn't know what the hell to do there. And then the Nuggets, it's just like, is their guys going to keep doing it? It's just like, we're in the finals. I think they are. So I'm leaning towards the Nuggets. I think Jimmy's going to be the best player in this finals. I just don't think it's going to be enough to lead the Heat to win it. So, but just like I said, I don't really know what to say about these finals. And if it was like any other team, I wouldn't know what to say. So I was making sure my audio is still working. Any other other NBA? Monty Williams is going to coach the Pistons. He's got like $100 million contract over 8 years, which for a coach is crazy. But because we got like so many tweets that I don't know which one's like official, so don't quote me on the length and longevity. But Monty to Detroit, that's a good pickup for Detroit. Because they should have been a good team last year. Just Cade got injured almost right away. And they are committed to way too many centers. And also, they gave up on Sadiq Bey way too quick. I'm a big Sadiq Bey fan, and I was just like, I don't know why they got rid of him. And they held on to Bogdanovich, which the main reason why they wanted to keep Bogdanovich is like they want a veteran. It's just like I feel there's probably a lot of veterans that you could have got, and could have got something else in return for Bogdanovich because a lot of teams apparently wanted him, but I'm not in charge there. I'm kind of happy when Wemby isn't there because they've got so many centers, and I'd rather them keep at least two of those centers that they have there now. But I'm intrigued to see what they do. I think Detroit is going to be a lot better this year than they were last year or this year. They're going to be a lot better next year than they were this year, I guess is what I should have said. But I imagine Cade's going to be healthy, so we'll see when that time comes. But good pickup for Monty. I didn't think that he should have got fired from Phoenix, but also he was down 30 points in back-to-back second rounds. But it's just like they changed the team completely at the deadline, and he was with, oh my goodness, he was without two of his main guys in the second round, so I'm going to fall. I already know I'm going to fall. I don't know how that, I've never done this map before this time. Alright, that's freaking say. I might can make it. So, if this guy... Bro, quit freaking... I always get grabbed. Alright. That's why I hope they didn't make that. I hope they didn't make it. I hope they made it. I hope they fail and did not make it. Because y'all wanted to grab me. Look, yesterday, or the other day, when I was streaming this crap, I got grabbed the very first game in the last round and got eliminated. And then it came to the freaking final showdown where the thing drops. And then I grabbed somebody and I got eliminated. The guy freaking stayed. So, there's going to be some actual shooting the bridge. It's just random topics. My watch list, because the NBA season has came to it, or slowly coming to an end. We've got a lot more free time. I could actually start watching stuff. So, I watched the Conor McGregor documentary on Netflix. It was very good. I definitely expected, I don't know. It was good, but it wasn't, I don't know. I'm not very good at giving reviews on stuff that if I don't take notes on it. It's very interesting. My favorite part is there's one time him and his family goes on this trip to on a boat, and they see a bunch of alligators in the swamp, and he literally gets on the ground on the boat to try to get face to face with the alligator, and he takes his shirt off for some reason. The one thing I said, I was expecting them to lean in and talk a lot more about the third Poirier fight, and they didn't really. They only showed the press conference, which they only showed a minute of that. Then it showed him preparing for the fight more, and then it showed the fight, and then it showed the surgery after. But they that episode, they really leaned on him talking about how his leg was hurt in advance. Which, seems a bit suspicious. I'm not a fighter or an athlete or a doctor in that sense. And then Dave, I'm backed up, but tonight is the season finale, so I'm gonna binge watch it and catch up on it. I recently watched Ant-Man and Quantumania. It was a good movie. And then I put Black Adam on my TV, but I can't say that I watched it, so I can't give it a fair criticism on it. But there's a lot of people that hated on that movie. I feel that was a bit unnecessary. But yeah. So I also watched Air, but that was a while ago. Very good movie. If you don't know anything about the whole situation, but it's just at the end, look, this is a spoiler, but it's in the freaking title of the movie. At the end, we know that Michael Jordan ends up signing with Nike. He ends up getting a Nike shoe. That's what kind of is just oh boy. Yep, I'm gone. I didn't expect that crap to happen. But the movie is just we already know what happens in the end. That's what kind of is just like, I don't know how you could have like changed it to like feel something different because like at the end you knew that he ended up getting this freaking shoe, Nike/Jordan. But I didn't hate the movie. But if you like know nothing about Michael Jordan and or basketball or Nike shoes, it was good. Let me see what else. I have the Mario. So these are movies I have on my watch list that I want to see. Creed 3, which I can tell you now, I've put Creed 2 on my television at least 3 times and have either fell asleep or completely not paid attention to it. So, will the same thing happen with Creed 3? Who knows? John Wick 4, which I enjoy the other John Wicks, and I've heard nothing but good things about John Wick 4. But it's just like, I wonder if there was like an actual story in it, because I kind of felt like the first movie had a story, understood the story. The second and third one, it just kind of seemed like sequences. So hopefully this one is a story. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which the main reason I have not gone to see that movie is I've created a rule. If I know something's going to be sad or make me mad, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. So I could already anticipate, just like hearing from the reviews and like the trailers and everything, that something sad happens in it. And like I know a lot of people's like, oh, it's sad and hilarious, but it's just like if I already know that something's gonna be like that, I want to at least wait till I can watch it at home and skip over the parts that I'm probably not gonna like. And like skipping over, at least I still see what happens, but I don't have to like fully endure it. So that is the main reason. And also with these Marvel movies, considering they add them to Disney Plus like 2 months later, I can wait. That being said, Spider-Verse comes out this week. Oh my god, I'm gonna get eliminated. Nope, still in it. All right. Every time I say that, I make it. I should probably do that more. Spider-Verse, I'm definitely enthralled by. Indiana Jones 5. I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. I dressed up as Indiana Jones on 8 for Halloween. The last time I dressed up for Halloween, the thing that concerns me is I have no clue who the hell these other people are in like the movie poster, and so I hope they focus on Indiana Jones and not all these other random people, especially because this was supposed to be the last time Harrison Ford's doing Indiana Jones, which I'd imagine it is the last time he's going to do it. And Ghostbusters Afterlife is the last movie that's on my watch list. I don't know where to watch it, so that's kind of why I haven't watched it. Oh, Dark Side of the Ring and Ultimate Fighter I watched yesterday as well. Dark Side of the Ring was about Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch. And the one thing that I will say this, it's a 40-minute show. I understand that. But they did not talk about both of them in WCW, which I'm a big WCW fan. So that slightly bothered me, even though they weren't there for long. And unless I missed it, this is the one that kind of makes me more mad. And unless I missed it, they did not mention a thing about the triple threat, which is probably the like biggest thing that Candido did in his career. And they like the only thing they kept saying about ECW is that like that's where he like started to get hurt just because of, like the crazy bumps that he was doing, which is understandable to the story. And then I don't know anybody's got a bad word to say about Chris Candido. There's a lot of people that got bad words to say about Tammy Sitch though. I felt there's a lot more they could have dwelled in and talked about with her, but they didn't. But that being said, it was a very quick episode. Like I said, there's a lot that I feel left out, but they probably didn't have enough time for it. And I got screwed. Oh my god, I could have got that. All right. I don't think there's 60 people in front of me. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Yep. Now there's probably all right. I'm gonna risk it. Do it this way. And that didn't work. And then Ultimate Fighter. Again, I'll say this. I had it on. I wasn't paying 100% attention. I was in the bathroom a good majority of it. Then I came back and the fight happened. And it was, spoiler alert, literally 10 seconds long. Alright. Boom. Come on. I'm right here. Please don't grab me, Mr. Skeletor. So, here's my thing with the Ultimate Fighter. Ultimate Fighter's always like Ultimate Fighter Season 1 is great. But it's just like when I've watched the Ultimate Fighter, I've gone back and watched the Ultimate Fighter. So like Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, like the first 5 seasons are very good and historic. Besides like Season 4, I would say, but like Season 1, 2, 3, and 5 are very historic, very good. Season 5 is probably the best. But the main thing is like I went back and watched because that's where Nate Diaz was here. Just like when you see these guys now, it's just people you don't know. And so like it's hard to get invested in them and know them on this because you don't know them. And then right now, like McGregor is supposed to be the big draw. He's supposed to be the big attention getter for this. I don't think I could be fully, this is just me personally, I don't think I could be fully invested until we get an actual fight announcement between McGregor and Chandler. It's just been all rumor now. And even that being said, there's been several times where the fight was supposed to take place and then it takes a long time for the fight to take place or it just doesn't happen. Like Chuck Liddell and Tito were coaches one year and then the fight got canceled, which to be fair, I don't know if that was a fight that we really wanted to see. And the fight ended up happening anyways, way, way, way many years later. But you get the point. So, Ultimate Fighter, I'll definitely watch, but will it have my full attention? Probably not. So, almost get up. So, yeah. Any other topics I need to cover? I spend a lot of my time watching YouTube videos. So, are you kidding? There's no way in hell there's 12 people in front of me. There's no way. No way. All right. It's my last go around because now I'm getting really triggered and I'm not going to say I'm struggling with topics, but it's just like I don't want to go like on a like deep dive, but now I'm getting triggered. There's no way 12 people in front of me. Maybe it's Undertaker. Maybe he's costing me. Every time I put on the Godzilla skin, I do well. Mechazilla, I think is what Mecha Godzilla. So last go around. So I'm trying to think of any other topics. Oh, back to the AEW thing. So I made my Forbidden Door fantasy booking video. I haven't gotten any negative feedback on it, which is good. But they did not like tease anything for Forbidden Door. Just like even like this felt like we're not starting any storylines yet. That like Dynamite, that's what it kind of felt like. Which makes sense because Dominion is Saturday, and they're probably waiting for that to happen to set up the matches with the New Japan talent. And that makes sense. But just Dynamite tonight felt weird because there was just like very little storyline progression. So yeah, I did want to say that. But this should be a very good summer for wrestling. Like I think, personally, wrestling is best during the summer. And, CM Punk coming back, Forbidden Door, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, which that was kind of like a spring thing last year, so. And then, so to conclude with All In and All Out, now to lead into the fall. So I wonder if they're going to do Grand Slam this year. They haven't made an announcement yet. But then even like WWE, like the Bloodline stuff is like finally we're getting some new stuff into that. Seth as world champion, hopefully, this week kind of started rough because they did a freaking tag match with people with a guy that's not even involved on the brand. All right, it's gonna be risky. I at least made it. I think if I try to like grab onto it again, I won't be able to. So yeah. Also, AEW Fight Forever, which I'm still 50-50 on if I'm going to get it or not, but I'm leaning towards definitely getting it because I need more games to play. Because a lot of the games I play is NBA 2K, because I don't know. I do want it to be 2K, but it's just like I'm waiting for that. Because I know the moment, if I hypothetically spend $100 to get the special edition, that way I can like unlock everything, I just know it's going to immediately go on sale after. So I'm waiting until that thing is half off to buy it. Where Fight Forever, again, I'm a bit hesitant on if I want to get it right away. It's just like they're gonna have to like really enthrall me and trap me in to get it right away. So we'll see closer to time, obviously, but it's definitely gonna be interesting. These are the June's the interesting month. Also, I just realized it's the start of June today. June is my favorite month for the obvious reasons. I was born in June, on June 19th, 2000 to be exact. That episode of Monday Night Raw, The Rock, it was the go home to King of the Ring. And that year's King of the Ring main event is probably the most definitely a top 5 questionable main event. But it was The Rock, Kane, and The Undertaker versus Triple H, Shane McMahon, and Vince McMahon. If Kane, Undertaker, or The Rock got the pin, they became world champion. Which, spoiler alert, The Rock ended up getting the pin for his team and winning the world title. But that go home, Kane, Undertaker, and The Rock were all in handicap matches. The Rock, oh my God, I already know I'm going to get one wrong. Kane went against the Hardys. The Rock, I think, went against Test and Albert. And The Undertaker went against Bull Buchanan and Big Boss Man, or it's the other way around. But I went back and watched this Raw. Also, Kurt Angle versus Bubba Ray Dudley in a King of the Ring qualifying match, which Kurt Angle went on to win that King of the Ring. Now, like I said, I went on to watch this Raw because it's like the exact day I was born. So it's just like an interesting like time stamp. That being said, I don't remember. I definitely went back and watched the Nitro from that day. I couldn't tell you what the hell happened on that Nitro off the top of my head. But I also share a birthday with Dirk Nowitzki, one of my least favorite players of the NBA, Jordan Poole, which he was born a year before me, and TNA Wrestling, who was born June 19th, 2002. So, yes. Also, KSI Alajute. I feel like there's somebody, like, I'm trying to think of the top names. Paul Abdul, like, this is all off the top of my head. Paul Abdul, Macklemore, Dirk, KSI Alajute. Let me see if there's anybody else notable. And I also said Jordan Poole. Dun da da da. June 19 birthdays. Tommy Lee? That can't be right. I have no clue. Simone Harris. I have no clue who that is. Oh, hell no. They got Jordan Poole on this website listed before freaking Dirk. That's disrespectful. I don't know any of these people. This just shows how cultured I am. Lou Garrett, I know him. But he's 40th on this list of people. Hey, how about you get away from me, buddy? I think this thing's going to lean. I might be in a good position unless this guy throws a ball. I still am very confused by this map. Oh, you threw the ball. Because I don't know how you're supposed to get guys out. Hey, buddy, if you touch... Look. No touching. Alright, there's a ball there. I'm going to go right here. And hopefully he doesn't throw that behind me. Alright, he doesn't. I looked down at my phone. I'm like, why the hell is it bright? Oh, yeah, worry about him. Y'all worry about each other. I just don't want to get caught from behind. There we go. Two guys out at once. Right. Let's see whose birthday is today, June 1st. Tom Holland. Morgan Freeman was 85. Right now, at least. I've seen this guy, but I don't know what he does. Andy Griffith, RRP. Hey, I made it on this. I made it on this last time. I gotta get focused. Sorry. Happy birthday to everybody born today. Happy birthday to everybody in general. Here we go. This is gonna be difficult. I don't see a gold one off the rip. So, and I don't know. All right. All right. I should have expected that. Ha! Ha! Bro, I suck at this game. Look, I want to tell you right now, off stream, I'm like a top 5 player. I'm kidding. This map is so freaking hard. He's gonna make it before me because I freaking did the camera. Yeah, I blame the camera on that one, which I control the camera. I feel bad for him because I saw him move that and everything, but I was going there before he thought even going there. So somebody else, it says somebody, alright. I think that meant somebody else scored. And it's just look at this crap. Look, you touch, I think it should be if you touch the freaking thing, then you get it. There's not been any gold ones. Alright, there's a gold one right there. I'm going for it. I should try to go for it. Look at this. This ain't even moving. Oh, ma. Get out of my way. He got it. How the hell did he... There's no way in hell he got that. Look at this. There's just like the... Alright, that's a good one to freaking end on. This is absolutely... So I at least like touched 3. That I couldn't make it through. Okay. So like I said, this is a good place to end it on. CM Punk's coming back to AEW. Finals are starting. I got a bunch of other stuff to watch. So, thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. After I freaking push in, because I forgot to skip all this crap. I'm actually like, I'm very hurt. Because of this crap. Alright. Goodbye. Take care.